All right, this is my daily update for my build and public log. It's January 24th, 2025. I'm excited to share my update with you all today because I think this is going to illustrate and bring home what it takes to build an actually effective, non-hype, bullshitty agent, or at least my take on it. So hopefully this is valuable. So I have a diagram here that illustrates what I'm trying to do and kind of why it's hard. I think you'll see pretty soon. So I've been working on the event scheduling AI agent, and essentially, what is the output? The output is many things because I want this to be like plug and play into any project. But essentially, you're creating a meeting invite that could go in a calendar. That's essentially what it is. The goal is for it to do. So a new request comes in. So a request meaning you call the thing and you say, run. Here's some data. Here's some text, like a prompt. Like, for example, schedule a meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. To discuss next steps. And by the way, add this person, Steve at example.com. So that's all. You could just send it that. Now, it gets that request, and of course, it gets sent and routed to an LLM. That is configurable, of course. You can specify exactly which one, but there's a sensible default that tries to balance quality and cost. You got to validate it. I mean, ideally, you should validate. Some people might not do that, but ideally, you validate it. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get that validation right. That's what I'm working on right now, which I'll get to in a minute. But you validate it and go, okay, hey, is this like a real event? Is it valid? Is there like, is there any errors or exceptions? If it's not right, go ahead and give it a retry. Now, one important thing that people do, a mistake really that people do with some agents that people are building, they don't factor in. They just want to get it right. Like, we have to get the quality right. Retry. But what if it's just too goddamn expensive? What if it was all like, are you controlling like how many tokens it's going to be? Are you controlling how many tokens it's going to output? You got to be mindful of the cost. So what I'm working on is, okay, retry, as long as it's not too expensive, which for this use case, no, I doubt it will. But you should probably have a cap there set. So, okay, try, but like, how many times has it retried? So you want to think about those things. How many times do you want to retry? But not just that, but with cost. So you should probably have in my opinion, a fixed number of retries. 3 is probably common, a max of 3. And as long as the cost isn't past a certain point. And of course, this varies with which model you're using and how you're doing that. So have it retry. If it doesn't pass your test in the format that you want, then just go ahead and fall back. You're going to have to try to fall back. So in my opinion, the very best agents, the secret sauce is not just using AI. It's that like hybrid approach of you have a lot of, to be blunt, like good code, like good code that will massage that data on the input and the output. So in my opinion, the best agent is one that tries to lean on the LLM as least as possible. Why? It's expensive. Okay, prices have fallen, competition's stiff, yada, yada. It's getting better, it's getting cheaper. It's still, for an API endpoint, goddamn expensive, like brutally expensive. So the more you could do to minimize the inputs and especially the outputs. People just are fixated on the those tokens going in. But if you look at the pricing, a lot of these models, you get murdered on the output, not the input. The input is a lot cheaper. So the best agents, in my opinion, do all they can with real code as much as possible and have this layer be as little and thin as possible. But this is also the secret sauce that makes the thing really work. But do your best. Use as much real code as you can. I'm not saying don't avoid it, then it's not really an AI agent, but try to minimize it as much as you can. So if it retries or the costs get too high and it's just not figuring it out, you want to fall back. So I'm working on the fallback. That's what I'm working on right now. Having a solid fallback. So no, you know what, this goddamn thing and just like couldn't figure it out. Go have a sense of have real code. Well, by fallback I mean real code, not using the LLM. Like take what it gave you and you're gonna have to brute force and run code and figure out with like regexes or whatever the hell. Like in this example, you're gonna be using regexes and whatnot, but use real code. Try to salvage what you can from what the LLM gave you and fall back and do your best. And here's where I want to get to. So why is it taking me? It's taken me a long time to build this agent. Why? Because I'm trying to work through the best way, the best pattern, and best way to do all this. Because this is like my big starting point. Because I'm going to have a list of agents that I'm building, and I want to basically come up with the pattern, the template, so I can use that and just build other agents on top of that pattern and best practice. So that's what's taking me so long. There's a lot of R&D work. It's just not just hammering. If it wasn't any of this R&D work and it's just get something done that works, it'd be done already. But trying to get this piece that I'm going to go over right now figured out and implement it. So here's where I want to go, and I love this. If I can pull it off, it's going to be magical, and I think I'll be really on the bleeding edge of what people are doing with agents. Which I'm not here to just do what everybody else is doing. I'm here to try to push the envelope and be on the bleeding edge because that's so boring to not do that, in my opinion. So if it's not valid, it goes and it logs the error. So if there's errors, like if there's, because think about it, twice it didn't pass the validation. So number one, log those errors. And ideally there is some kind of database or, somewhere where you're storing the error. So you have like a big, hell, maybe it's just a log, like somewhere, like maybe it's a server log. Wherever there needs to be somewhere that you're updating this catalog or database of errors. So what are the errors you're seeing? Log them and be able to keep track. Like for example, Sentry, I talked about in another video. Sentry, whatever, anywhere, figure this piece out. I'm actually trying to figure this piece out because again, I want this to be droppable into a project, and you need to make it flexible and give sensible options so people can record the errors and see. And then what my dream is to have an agent that's a mini agent that's in here in all my agents that does a weekly analysis. So it sees all the errors. Shit. Okay, like 30% failed. And it actually looks it over using an LLM and figures out, okay, why? What's the problem? Here's the code. Here's the catalog of the errors from the last week. Why is it failing? And of course, use like the very best model for that, like O1 or O3 or whatever DeepSeek R1, whatever the best way to analyze, because it's something that's going to run once, kind of thing, not run over and over again. Do this weekly. Record all week. Do this weekly, and then I'll get to this. So, what if it does succeed? Let's get to that really quick. Obviously, create the calendar event, but also log the metrics, the success. How much did it cost? How many retries? What is the percentage? You want to try to unbiasedly capture as many metrics as you can. What failed? How much did it fail? You really want to nail down that what is success and what is failure part. Like what is a success? What is a failure? If it just like doesn't get one thing right half the time, is it still a success? I don't know. You need to figure that out. So you must log this and again store this with the updates. You don't want to just focus on, oh yeah, it passed, it's successful. You want to focus on both. So my dream for this part, I don't think I'm going to get there this week. Let's put it that way. But my dream is this for all my agents that I build. Okay, it runs daily, maybe, or whatever. You know, maybe it's like hourly, maybe it's like it only runs a couple times a week, or maybe once a week. Every time you collect all these, you collect successes and errors, you collect cost, all the things. In timing too. Sometimes you just need like how long is that LLM taking? Maybe that one's just too damn slow. Maybe you need to switch to a mini, just something faster. Maybe you're using OpenRouter and that sucks. You need to just use OpenAI. You need to collect those on every run so you can obviously look and figure these things out. So there's this weekly analysis that happens where, and maybe at first that analysis is just you looking at logs or a dashboard. I don't know. These are the things I'm trying to work through. But there needs to be a weekly analysis. And let me tell you, I am goddamn lazy. You're already building agents. Why would you do it yourself? Just have the LLM do it, obviously. So have the LLM do it and diagnose the problem. Hey, here's the code. Here are the errors. What's going on? And my dream, which I'm aiming to get to with my website, Agents Code, my dream here, which ignore this landing page, it's a work in progress. My dream here with this website is to offer this. This is my dream. This is my North Star. This is where I'm headed towards. So you got the weekly analysis from the AI. Like it really crunches it and thinks it through. Okay, I see you're getting that error because of maybe you need to focus on the fallback. Maybe there's a problem with your validation. Maybe it's your prompt. I don't know, but have it tell you. And then my dream is for it to build the changes in the code. Like it opens a PR and it's like, hey, I think here are the changes. Let's try it out. And then roll it out to like half the people. Do A/B test it. Is it better? Oops. No, it's not better. Go back. Okay, roll it back. Is it better? Oh yeah, way better. Then roll it out to everybody who's using this agent. This is my dream. Yeah, obviously you're going to need to notify everybody of the change. Or maybe you just do it behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. For me, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to have it just automatically do it. It needs to be a pull rec. I want to be the human in the mix. But my dream is to get to the point where I just look at a pull request, maybe pull down the code and run it myself, see the unit tests, see all the tests, give it a good look over, maybe hammer away and maybe update some tests. But at the very least, I want to look at it and go, yes, no, give it some feedback, opens new PR or updates that PR, and then I push the like go yes button. Okay, done. So this is what I'm trying to get to. I know it's very ambitious, and there's entire startups and companies who they're trying to build this. This is what they're building a whole framework for this. So my goal is to this week, by this weekend. See, here's the thing with I'm going to be real with you. You could work on this for like a year. You can just build, iterate, test, build, and not ship, and just be one of those people who doesn't actually ship and just endlessly tinkers. I don't want to be a tinker. to be that person. I want to be the guy that ships and makes money and actually adds value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work until all this weekend for the rest of the week on getting this part done. Get this done. I'm not going. This part obviously works. I'll do some basic stuff here, but this part I'm gonna hold off on. This is not this week. I need to get this thing shipped. I need to get this good enough. I need to get this added to AI chat email. And then I'll come back and figure this piece out. And maybe especially this bottom part, maybe this is just like, that's my goal. I'm going to slowly work towards that in the next 3 months. We'll see. Because I really want to get that right. And I don't think it's not as easy as it sounds. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Getting this right, it's going to take a little bit of work. So, and I want to get it right, not just for me, but for anybody who uses one of these agents. So, I'm going to get this thing shipped this weekend, and we'll get those other pieces as we go along. So it's crazy nice here right now, and for winter, it's sunny. I just went out for a nice walk. It's above average, but I remember when I went to the Canary Islands. The Canary Islands are famous because it has the best weather of any like location on the globe, like all year round, like 365 days out of the year. The weather is like ridiculously nice, like 72 degrees and sunny, 23 to 25 degrees Celsius, sunny, like year round. Doesn't get cold at night, not as cold as it does here. Doesn't get that cold. I remember I went there in the winter and I was like, this is scary nice. Like, there must be something wrong here. Why is it so nice? You go to the beach and, millions of people, just everyone's sitting outside, eating, drinking outside, hanging out at the beach. I was like, this is heaven. Like, this is so nice. Such crazy nice weather. I was blown away by the crazy nice weather. And they're like, it's like this every day. Summer, winter, fall. There's no season. There's like, it kind of rains and it's a little slightly warmer, and then this. I was like, that's wild. Can you imagine not having a season? Like, it's just the same weather. Like, you have a narrow band of weather, like, all year round. I kind of think I'd get sick of it. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know. I kind of need a little bit of variety. I kind of like it when it feels like it's fall or winter. I don't like too cold. I don't like too hot, but that freaks me out. I don't know why. That just perfect weather all year round. I don't know if I could live there all year. Maybe like a second house or something, which a lot of people do, but it's cool. Really cool, crazy islands. Check it out if you ever get the chance to go there. It's really interesting to go there. There's a lot of volcanic activity in the past, so one island is just like covered in lava rock, and pretty interesting place. And it's weird that it's like you're almost like in Africa, but it's Spain. Anyways, all right. I hope this was helpful, and if you like this kind of content, please do me a favor and comment AI agents in the comments. It helps the algorithm a lot. And let me know, is this useful? Do you want more of this kind of thing? Let me know in the comments. Thank you. See you tomorrow.